I am privileged to be among the honorees this evening. And I know the word privilege, it's used so often in moments like these, but I don't use it lightly. Much like the millions of people who came through Ellis Island to seek a better tomorrow, my parents were political refugees. Are we all with me? Yes. My parents were political refugees who escaped persecution in 1979, the Islamic Revolution. When I was just 20 days old, they wanted to keep me safe and they wanted to give me every opportunity to reach my full potential. Their lives were at risk, but also they didn't want to raise a child in a social, legal and political climate that was growing increasingly oppressive, particularly towards women and girls. I was raised in London, first in a bed and breakfast and then in government housing. We didn't have much, but what I did have was a daily reminder of the alternative. So I counted my blessings, that I lived in a country where I could express myself freely, that I could associate with whoever I wanted, that child labor and child marriage were illegal, that I could decide if I wanted to veil or not, that there were fair trials and due process, that women were equal to men before the law. Let's hope it stays that way.
Woo!
And when I visited my homeland in my early teens, that privilege became even more glaringly obvious, as did the desire to help those who were less fortunate. And that is the dream with which I came to my adopted home, the United States, to attend the University of California, Irvine in 1998. Yes, I just aged myself. And then when I started acting 16 years ago, they asked me, well, you look exotic, you sound British. Where do we place you? And as I look out at all of you, I know the answer to that question. It's among you, with our different accents and shades of skin, with our various ethnicities and ideologies. Right here is where you place me, the United States of America.
Woo!
And sometimes maybe not so United States, but here I am with a job I love and a platform from which to speak in a country whose freedoms can fuel its betterment. In totalitarian countries, human rights advocacy comes at a great personal cost. Unlike America, the very pillars of oppressive states ensure that its wrongs cannot be made right. Often, protesting against oppressive laws means breaking them, and improving lives means sacrificing your own. I stand here being honored, while my counterparts in Iran, filmmakers, musicians, artists, are censored and persecuted. I stand here as an activist, while human rights lawyer Nazanin Boniadi and Sohaila Hijab languish in jail in Iran. I stand here while women in Iran protesting peacefully against compulsory hijab are jailed. I stand here while peaceful protesters in my homeland are currently being met with bullets for protesting peacefully against their government. I risk nothing. They risk everything. It also doesn't escape me, particularly as we gather here this year and on this island of hope that's been so difficult. This year has been so difficult for the people of Ukraine. They've suffered so much. People of Afghanistan and beyond. How important it promise of Ellis Island lives on, especially for the people who are caught between a homeland where their lives are at risk and an international community that rejects them. So yes, I'm privileged. And with this privilege comes an immense responsibility to amplify the voices of those who are risking everything for a better tomorrow, for freedom. And that responsibility knows no borders. It's based on our common humanity and the belief that an injustice anywhere, including our country here, the United States, is a threat to justice everywhere. It's up to each one of us to keep Lady Liberty's freedom torch ablaze. And I promise, with this very meaningful acknowledgement, that I'll continue to do everything in my power to do just that. Thank you.
Congratulations, wonderful.